Good morning, scholars. Welcome to another day of learning. I am so happy that these videos bring you joy and some sort of sense of normalcy as we continue on this learning journey at home. I wanted to get straight to the shout outs today, so without further ado, the first person I'd like to shout out is Anae. Anae's mom sent over a video of him doing number 1 on the corrections, so don't forget to check out the Math Do Now corrections for today to get some feedback on how you did on yesterday's work. The second person I'd like to shout out is Grant. Grant's mom sent over a message letting me know that he worked super hard and memorized last week's poem. I just want to give a shout out to everyone who is really working hard. I know that last week's poem was certainly harder and more difficult and challenging than previous weeks. So I understand that sometimes things will take a little bit longer, and I just appreciate you trying and putting in that work and effort. So congrats, Grant, on memorizing last week's poem. Third person I'd like to shout out is Paisley. Paisley sent over a video of her memorized poem, and she also she made a YouTube video for a read aloud, and I think you should definitely check it out. I sent the link to your parents so that you can go ahead and click on that link and find Paisley's read aloud for the class. So thank you, Paisley, for doing that. That was a lot of fun. Next person I'd like to shout out is Ellie. Ellie made a video of her reciting the 10 core values, which I thought was really awesome because obviously we used to say those every single day in class, and now you can definitely be saying them at home, but she took up the opportunity to record herself reciting the 10 core values and then sent it over to me. So thank you, Ellie. That was a lot of fun. And then she also sent me a video of her reading her persuasive writing about why we should not have candy. Most scholars were writing persuasive letters convincing me and anyone else who wanted to read their writing that they should be able to have candy every day, but Ellie took the opposite stance. So it was very interesting to hear your side of things, Ellie. Thanks for sharing. The next person I'd like to shout out is Avery Kaiser. She sent over a picture of why we should have candy every day, and she has some very compelling reasons. So thank you, Avery, for sharing your writing. Next person I'd like to shout out is Eli. Eli shared 3 different things. He was really hard at work last week, and so his mom sent over a picture of both examples of writing. So he wrote a narrative about what he did over spring break, and then he also wrote a persuasive letter convincing me and anyone else that's reading his letter why he should have candy every day. And I do have that sample here. I want to share it with you. Before I do that, I also want to give him a shout out for memorizing his poem from last week. He sent over a video, and it's a lot of fun to see you guys in action, what you're learning and what you're doing. So thanks, Eli. Great work. Here's his example of writing now.
Eli wrote, "Dear Mrs. Borja, I think we should have candy every day. Candy makes your hands smell good. Eating candy brings people joy. Candy makes dentists work harder. I hope you can agree with me that we should have candy every day. Sincerely, Elijah."
Last but not least, I'd like to shout out Chloe. She was brave enough. I asked her because her mom sent me a picture like I went over in yesterday's video of each of the steps of writing. So I asked if she'd be willing to do that for the persuasive writing as well, just to give you a little refresher for how you should be building and working on your persuasive writing each week. So I do have all of the steps to her persuasive writing that she did last week, and I'd like to share those with you now. I hope you guys have a really great day. Don't forget to send me pictures and videos and anything else that you're doing. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you're having a good day so far, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
The first step to making sure that your persuasive writing is successful is to plan your writing. So you see here that Chloe has filled out this sheet. She has an opening sentence. I think I should have a cat when I grow up. That's her opening sentence. That's what she thinks. And then she's starting to plan out her reasons. Her reasons don't have to be perfect at this point. They're just ideas. This is the second page of the planning phase, and this is where Chloe is putting down her third reason for why she thinks what she thinks, which is why she should have a cat when she gets older, and then a closing sentence, which is usually started with, I hope you can agree with me that, or because. You restate your opinion. Step 2 with persuasive writing is to go ahead and take that plan and draft out your writing using complete sentences. In the planning phase, you didn't have to really use complete sentences. You're just jotting down notes. Here, you're really going for those complete sentences and making sure that it makes sense. Your third step after you have drafted is to go back and edit and revise. What does that mean? That means you're going back over your writing. Maybe you're reading it once, twice, 3 times, and you are double checking that you have capitals at the beginnings of your sentences, that you have punctuation at the end of your sentences, and that your spelling is correct. You're also checking to make sure that your sentences make sense. If it doesn't, you are changing it. And here is Chloe's finished product. Your fourth step is going to be to publish. So you're going to take your draft and you're going to rewrite it in your nicest, your neatest handwriting with no mistakes. Dear Mom, I think I should have a cat when I grow up. My first reason is cats are good friends. My next reason is they teach you that you have to be responsible for them and other pets. My last reason is that cats are fun to have around. I hope you can agree with me that when I grow up, I should have a cat. Love, Chloe. Last but certainly not least, step number 5 would be to have a grown-up double check your work using the rubric. This is to ensure that you have done your best, that you've met all the requirements for that type of writing. So you could see here that Chloe's mom went over all of the pieces of persuasive letter in order to ensure that Chloe was successful. Great job, Chloe. Thanks so much for letting us use yours as an example.